One night, a strange man by the name of Gregor visits the firehouse to request the Ghostbusters services. Janine informs him that the Ghostbusters are asleep and that he should come back in the morning. For some strange reason, he finds this arrangement inconvenient. So he leaves them with gold coins and instructions for them to meet him in a town called Lupusville. The following night, the guys arrive at Lupusville, where they are greeted by the townsfolk. Like Gregor, their clothes are old-fashioned, not to mention some are abnormally large. Gregor invites them into his house, where he tells the Ghostbusters that the town has a problem with vampires. He wants them to get rid of the vampires and offers them a trunk full of gold. The guys find the offer agreeable and they go out to bust them. I have to say, I love the way the vampires look in this episode. Most depictions of vampires try to keep their appearance normal, with the exception of the fangs. Here, they are given bat-like ears, deformed faces, and bat wings coming out of their backs. They manage to look both cool and scary. Their encounter ends in disaster. Ray and Peter are taken by the vampires, while Gregor and his men bring Egon and Winston back to town. It is during their talk with the head vampire that Ray and Peter learn the truth about Gregor. What secret is he hiding? First, take a look at Gregor. Now take a look at the head vampire. Notice how they both have pale gray skin? That's right. Gregor and the residents of Lupusville are vampires. Why would Gregor call the Ghostbusters to bust his fellow vampires? You see, for many years, the vampires lived underground. Gregor and his followers grew tired of living in the shadows and decided they wanted to settle in the town. This upsets the traditional vampires, for they fear that Gregor would expose them to the outside world. Gregor, on the other hand, just wants to be left alone. Basically, it's a battle over tradition versus modern. What's interesting about Gregor is that despite his break from tradition, he is still pretty old-fashioned. From the way he dresses to how he lives without modern conveniences. Heck, even his money is old-fashioned. Does anyone still pay with gold coins? This shows that he doesn't want to be a part of the modern world. He just wants to settle down, making him almost sympathetic. The reason why I say almost is because Lupusville wasn't a town he and his followers started. You see, there were people who lived there before Gregor had them all locked up. When Egon and Winston first meet these townsfolk, the leader keeps asking, is there a full moon out? Winston informs him that, yeah, there is. There's a very good reason why he wants to know. For those of you who've never read Harry Potter, lupus is Latin for wolf. That's right, the townsfolk are werewolves, and they're not too happy with being locked up.